If one man tells another that he appears vulnerable, he may as well call him a sissy boy. In fact, he probably just picked a fight. Now that may sound silly to you because women, after they get through high school, once they're adults, they connect through vulnerability. But for men, they just equate it to weakness. It's kind of just how we're nurtured. It's how we're nurtured by other men. And it's reinforced by every coach, every bully we encounter on the playground, every guy we look up to, every teacher, from the time we're children until we become adults. That's just the way we think about vulnerability. So teaching men to realize that vulnerability, that standing emotionally naked in front of their love partner, teaching them how to do that is no easy task. Empathy can be even more challenging than vulnerability when it comes to the average man. I mean, you're lucky if you can find a guy that knows the definition of empathy. A lot of them get it confused with sympathy. But it is through a special blend of empathy that we actually connect in a love relationship. It's called discharge empathy. And here's the way it works. You have a bad day at work, your boss does something stupid or mean, and so you feel mad or you feel sad or bad, and you come home and your guy, instead of doing what the normal average guy does, which is to solve the problem for you, I'll talk to that guy, no problem, or tell you shouldn't feel that way. Well, you shouldn't feel bad, he's not worth it. What a guy who practices discharge empathy does is he absolutely makes you feel better and discharges that negative emotion, so it never builds up. Last year, depending on the source you listen to, Forbes magazine put it at about 250 million. The CDC and National Health Organization is even higher, but somewhere between 250 million and 400 million prescriptions for mood-altering drugs were written in the United States last year. Now, I don't think that the family doctors are doing anything nefarious. I mean, I think they're truly trying to help their patients, and this is what is available to them. But I got news for you. All those prescriptions are written in an attempt for individuals to find the balance that true love couples find from each other through practicing discharge empathy on a daily basis. Each and every time it's needed, they do that with each other. And that is just a wonderful thing. The value proposition of this class is to teach you how to teach your guy vulnerability and empathy, and how to practice vulnerability and empathy in your love relationship. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the classroom, and I'll see you there, and we'll get right down to it. Miles, are you going to class today? Baby, are you going to go over to class today? Maybe we'll get lucky and Miles will come. Okay, you are in class 205, which is teaching your guy vulnerability and empathy. If for any reason that's the wrong class, please let us know. We'll get you transferred right over to the right one. The dog whisperer in the introduction to this class should have told you that the value proposition was to explore the benefits of vulnerability and empathy in a love relationship, and to help you teach your guy how to practice vulnerability and empathy. Before we dive deeply into the material, what I'd like to do is outline some objectives that will help us deliver on that value proposition. Number one, we're going to define vulnerability and empathy and how it works in a love relationship. Number two, we want to discuss why couples argue. We want to explore that and what the causes are of the typical causes of arguing are in a love relationship, and make sure that you can avoid them. Number three, we want to discuss the differences between how men and women actually process empathy, and there are some big differences. You may be surprised by this, and this is why it's really important that you learn how to talk guy talk to help your guy practice discharge empathy, to help you get rid of those negative emotions that build up in you. And then number five, we're going to deliver some practical examples of how you can actually teach your guy to do that. And I think that at the end of this class, you're going to have some tools that are going to be incredibly valuable to help you and your partner walk the path of true love.